But, surprise, he isn't. Despite Lee's best efforts, Gaara isn't down yet. Yeah, he's in rough shape, but he can still move. Lee, on the other end, can barely even crawl, which is a big problem. Gaara gets his sand around Lee's left arm and leg and uses his sand coffin technique to break them before moving in for the kill. And he would have gotten it too had Guy-sensei not stepped in and saved him. Guy stepping in to save Lee really confuses Gaara. He asks why he did that, and Guy says it's because he cares about Lee. Something Gaara doesn't understand at all. As he'll come to find out, Gaara is quite the troubled character. Anyway, he leaves the battlefield, and medics come in to take Lee away. But that's when tragedy strikes. The medic says that the injuries to Lee's arm and leg are super brutal. He's never going to be able to fight as a shinobi again. This devastates everybody, particularly Naruto and Guy, who can't believe Lee's dream could just end like this.
Yes, yes, yes!
This jutsu, in the end, only Lee could make it his own.
But it's a cruel world that stops for no one. And just like that, the stage is set for the next matchup. Choji versus Dosu, the last Sand Village guy. The episode opens with Choji preparing to take Dosu down, before crashing into a wall and losing almost immediately. That wasn't even 60 seconds. With that, the finalists for the third exam have been selected. But the third exam isn't happening immediately. There's a whole month in between for the kids to prepare. Meanwhile, Kabuto meets up with Orochimaru to discuss his plan for Sasuke, and it's clear that while they work very closely with each other, they don't like each other as much as you'd expect. Still, Orochimaru asks Kabuto to bring Sasuke to him, and he sets off on his mission. Or that's what we think.
That Naruto now holds a certain influence over our Sasuke. The thing to do is to get Sasuke away from him immediately.
Turns out Kabuto actually doesn't trust Orochimaru and is about to kill Sasuke. He casually gets past the 3 Anbu Black Ops guarding him and is about to do it, when he gets stopped by Kakashi. A fight breaks out, and it looks like Kakashi has him cornered, but using the classic Shadow Clone bait and switch, Kabuto manages to escape. Back with the last 9 genin, and they draw lots to decide their matchups. Naruto gets the matchup he wanted with Neji, whereas Sasuke gets the toughest matchup with Gaara. While the draw is decided, everyone begins preparing for their fights. Naruto's looking forward to being trained by Kakashi, but he's going to be training Sasuke. Thankfully, Kakashi has someone lined up to train Naruto, and it's Ebisu, Konohamaru's teacher. Oh, come on. The next episode opens with Naruto reacting exactly like how you think he would. He wants absolutely no part of being taught by this teacher.
No, not that again!
Harem jutsu?
Obviously, he isn't a huge fan of Naruto either, but he owes Kakashi a favor, so he has to do it. So why does Kakashi want Ebisu to teach Naruto? Simple. While Naruto is turned into a fine ninja, he's not very good at the basic fundamentals of being a shinobi. So Kakashi wants him to polish these fundamentals, which would make him even better. But where Naruto says he doesn't want to do it, Ebisu gives him a challenge. If Naruto can outrun him, he won't have to study under him at all. Naruto agrees and begins running, but no matter where he goes, where he transforms into, or how many shadow clones he uses, he just can't outrun him. And just like that, Naruto loses, and he has no choice but to stick with Ebisu.
Control yourself, Ebisu.
Ebisu then treats Naruto to some ramen while explaining his deficiencies. Basically, he tells him that he sucks at chakra control. What that means is he uses way more energy than he needs to perform stuff like his Shadow Clone Jutsu, while Sasuke and Sakura are excellent at chakra control despite having less of it than Naruto. So he takes Naruto to a hot spring and begins teaching him how to use chakra control to walk on water. But while they're training, they see an old man baby in the lady's hot spring. Ebisu immediately rushes to stop him, but the old man summons a big frog and just slams him into the ground.
What's wrong with you? Keep it down! Do you want to get us busted, you idiot?
Naruto's amazed. Who the heck is this old pervert? Well, his name is Jiraiya, and as we'll come to see, he's one of the greatest characters in anime history. For now though, Jiraiya isn't a cool shinobi, he's just a pervert. Naruto's impressed by how he took out Ebisu, but he's not impressed by his shenanigans. Still, since he took out his teacher, there's no one to train Naruto now. So Naruto starts asking the pervy sage to train him. But the old man isn't interested in doing it at all. He just wants to do perverted stuff. Of course.
There you go, kid. You can train in there for a while.
But Naruto is nothing if not persuasive. And after spending the whole day going after him and using his sexy jutsu, he manages to convince the pervy sage to help him. So Jiraiya takes Naruto to a pond and tells him to try walking on water again. He does it for a bit, but then falls right in. Jiraiya has a good laugh of it at first, But when he focuses on Naruto, he realizes the reason why he can't control his chakra. It's because of the seal Orochimaru put on him. What's more, he actually knows Orochimaru by name, and he also knows the Nine Tails is inside Naruto. He undoes Orochimaru's seal and asks Naruto to try again. Wouldn't you know it, he actually manages to walk on water perfectly.
You know, you have quite a tight, sexy little body.
What the?
With the training done for the day, they take a bath at a hot spring. As Naruto sleeps, Jiraiya watches over him, and Ebisu shows up. Jiraiya apologizes for stealing his student, but Ebisu says it's fine. He's more concerned about how the Leaf Village has been looking for Jiraiya for ages. He asks if it's because of Orochimaru, but Jiraiya says he doesn't want to get involved with all that. But Ebisu isn't having it, and says he's the only one who has the power to take him out. After all, he's one of the Legendary Sannin, just like Orochimaru. Looks like this new sensei guy is more than just an old pervert. The next episode opens as Ebisu leaves Jiraiya's side, saying he believes in him. Meanwhile, we cut to Dosu, who comes to fight Gaara at night. But Gaara's awake. What's more, he turns into some kind of monster and takes Dosu out on the spot. From a distance, the Sand Village Jonin and Kabuto watch on. It turns out the Kazekage, the Hokage equivalent of the Sand Village, is working with Orochimaru. Why? So they can destroy the Leaf Village. But there's someone overhearing their conversation. Hayate, the proctor for the third exam. Unfortunately for him, they both know that he's there, and the Sand Village Jonin tracks him down and takes him out. I do not like where this is going. The next morning, Jiraiya is being his usual pervy self, but Naruto snaps him out of it. So they get back to training, and Jiraiya tries to get Naruto to harness the Nine Tails chakra inside of him. But try as he may, he just can't do it. So Jiraiya comes up with a plan. If Naruto uses up all of his own chakra, he should be able to use the Nine Tails chakra. So Naruto summons a bunch of shadow clones and straight up has a Fortnite battle royale with all of them. He wins in the end and is out of chakra. So Jiraiya teaches him the Summoning Jutsu, where you can summon an animal after signing a blood contract with them. In this case, the animal in question is a frog. Naruto happily signs and then tries summoning a frog of his own, only to summon the smallest tadpole you've ever seen in your life. Boy, this is gonna take some work. Another episode and another moment of Jiraiya being a pervert. Anyway, Naruto is still trying to summon a frog, but all that he can muster is a tadpole.
Listen, if you're not going to take this seriously, then I'm through with you. Do you understand me?
I am serious! You're the one who's staring at the girls, you old goat!
We then cut back to Sakura, who's still thinking about Sasuke and his curse mark. Meanwhile, Hayate's death has been discovered and is being discussed by the Hokage and the Jonin of the Leaf Village. They discuss whether or not they should call off the Chunin exams, but the Hokage says they can't. It would be a sign of weakness. Back with Sakura, she decides to pay Sasuke and Lee a visit at the hospital. She stops by a flower shop to get some, only to see Ino standing at the counter. Ino then decides to accompany Sakura to the hospital, where they run into her teammates Shikamaru and Choji, as well as their teacher, Asuma-sensei, enjoying a nice meal. We then get a glimpse of every Leaf Genin's training for the tournament before seeing the Sand Genin having a heated conversation, but we can't hear them. Quick check-in on Naruto. Nope, he's still summoning tadpoles.
Can't you see it? This one's bigger than the last one!
Who cares? It's still a tadpole!
Back to Sakura and Ino. They go to visit Sasuke only to see that he's gone from his room. We cut to Kakashi climbing a cliff with one hand, and he's criticizing himself for struggling. I mean, of course. I could do that without struggling, so, I can see why he's embarrassed. Anyway, when he makes it to the top, he sees Sasuke standing there ready to begin his training. Meanwhile, Sakura and Ino go to check up on Lee, and guess what? He's not in his room either. The only difference is he's not too far away. He's in the hospital garden doing 200 one-arm push-ups. Despite the fact the doctors told him he'll never be a shinobi again, he's just not giving up. Unfortunately, though, he soon passes out, and Sakura and Ino can do nothing but look on in pain. We get a glimpse of Shikamaru training as well before going back to Naruto, who has finally made progress.
It's obvious our friends in the swimming suits aren't coming back, so how about we call it a day, huh, Naruto?
He can now summon a tadpole with rear legs. The following episode opens with some more progress for Naruto. His tadpole has 4 legs. Unfortunately, that's the result of 3 whole weeks of training, and Naruto is exhausted, so Jiraiya decides to speed things up. First, he takes Naruto to have a nice bath and to have some ramen.
Thanks a bunch, pervy sage! He left!
Before he tells him to go and hug Sakura. That, of course, ends with Naruto getting socked in the face by her. After completing this little checklist, Jiraiya knocks Naruto out. When he wakes up, Jiraiya chucks him down a cavern to put him in a life-or-death situation, hoping that this will finally bring the Nine Tails chakra out of him. That's when Naruto has a vision. He's inside of what looks like a prison, and he sees a huge jail cell. From inside the cell, we see enormous fangs, claws, and eyes. It's the nine-tailed fox inside of him. The Nine-Tails threatens him, saying that he wants to kill him, but can't open the seal. Naruto, however, does not care. In fact, he tells the fox that since he's living inside of Naruto, he needs to hand over some chakra as rent, which is just hilarious. Surprisingly, the fox actually agrees. After all, if Naruto dies, he dies too.
This is it! Summoning Jutsu!
So he hands it over, and Naruto tries summoning again. But instead of a tadpole this time, Naruto summons a gigantic frog, as Jiraiya watches on with a proud smile on his face. The next episode opens with Naruto on the back of a gigantic frog that he summoned. One problem though, that frog is the chief toad, Gamabunta, and he really didn't want to be summoned. He immediately suspects Jiraiya and starts calling him out. Jiraiya, hearing the anger in his voice, just kind of dips, leaving Naruto all by himself.
Knock it off, you toad jerk! You've been talking down to me and saying whatever you want since you first got here!
At first, the enormous frog doesn't even believe that Naruto could have summoned him. After all, he's just a kid. Naruto tries being nice, but Gamabunta is super mean, so he snaps back. Naruto says that since he summoned him, he's the master. Gamabunta just laughs and jumps out of the hole that they're in. But Naruto's determined, so he gives the frog a challenge. If he can stay on his back for a whole day, he gets to be his master. Gamabunta agrees, and puts him through the most grueling rodeo that anybody has ever seen, as Jiraiya watches them from the distance.
Look at that! Isn't that rainbow pretty? Yeah, it's gorgeous!
Oh yeah, I'll say.
We take a brief cut to the Sand Village, and there we see what their plan is. Basically, their treaty with the Leaf Village isn't exactly fair. They're struggling financially, and therefore having a hard time building up their military strength. So they've joined forces with the Sand Village to take them down so that they can have their fair share again. Back with Naruto, he's still on the frog's back, despite his best efforts. At one point, Gamabunta almost gets him to fall off, but he uses his shadow clones to stay on. Unfortunately, that was all he had, and he passes out while celebrating. It's a shame too, he almost made it through the whole day. Still, it was enough to gain this frog's respect.
It's the first time since the 4th Hokage that someone has dared to climb on my head.
And he drops Naruto off at the hospital on his way back. Only Naruto could gain somebody's respect through sheer stubbornness. The next episode opens with Naruto waking up in the hospital, and guess who's there to check on him? Good old Shikamaru. This is the point where the Leaf Genin all start forming a pretty good bond with each other. He gives Naruto some fruit, and then tells him he's been out cold for 3 days. This sends Naruto into a panic, but he eventually calms down. While they're talking, Sakura heads to Ino's flower shop again to get some flowers for Lee, and Ino joins her, getting some fruit for Choji. But after Sakura leaves Lee's room, guess who shows up there? Gaara. Yep, he's been troubled ever since he saw how much Guy cared about Lee, and he's here to finish him off for good.
But why? He failed.